Hello students, it's Mrs. Cinti here, and I am going to talk to you about integers. We're starting a new chapter, chapter 5, very exciting, and we're talking about these integers. Sorry, I didn't mean to cross that out. Got a little crazy on me there. Okay, so here we go. Let's move right along. Oopsies. Okay, so section 5.1 is just a general, what are integers in general, and so we're going to go ahead and define them. So right here, you are going to write down that integers are whole numbers and their opposites. Okay, whole numbers and their opposites. So for example, 3 and -3 are integers. So 3 is an integer, -5 is an integer, any of those. They can be positive, as we've seen, can be positive, they can be negative, and it can be 0. So 0 is also an integer. And that's the reason why at the beginning of the second chapter I was saying non-zero integers, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I should have said non-zero positive integers. Okay. Now these are relevant in our lives because of three things that we really interact with a lot. And I'm going to make space for myself to take some pictures or to show you some pictures. So we use integers in elevations. Okay, so in elevations. So let's say that there is a mountain. Okay, and then let's say that somebody and this mountain would be called or would be labeled as 100 feet above sea level. Okay, so that would be known as positive 100 feet, or just 100 is implied, the positive is implied. Then we have, let's say that somebody is jumping off of the top of this 100-foot cliff, okay? They're jumping and they're going into the water. Let's say that this is a nice little pool of water here, okay? It starts here, but they jump and they go underwater, okay? Well, let's say that it's a big, continental shelf or something like that, and they go all the way down because of their momentum. They go down 20 feet below sea level. Okay, we would represent that as a -20. So they're going below this 0. This is sea level right here. 0 feet, I guess, is at sea level. And then they're going below sea level. Okay, so elevations use that sort of thing. And the difference, how far this person jumped, is they went 100 feet down. Okay, here's that 0 mark, and then they went another 20 feet down. So in a sense, they jumped 120 feet. Okay, another relevant topic for integers is the idea of temperatures. So, temperatures. Temperatures get in the negatives, right? The negative teens, the negative whatever it is. Okay, so let's say that the hottest day this past summer in Vermont was 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, this was the hottest. So it went up that scale, it went up the thermometer by 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, but then in the winter, it dropped to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And then on some really, really cold, blustery days, it dropped to -24 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think I looked up to be the coldest Vermont has ever experienced. Okay, so this is the span from here to here is the span of temperature, okay, and it goes below 0, and so it goes into the negatives. And then for me, the most relevant one, the one that I relate to the most, because I can handle temperature, I can handle, elevations. It's not like I'm a big cliff jumper or something like that. The one that that is in my everyday life, I have to say, is money, because I'm always spending money, right? stop at Dunkin' Donuts and I lose a little bit of money. I get some negative, I go to negative money there. That's what I want you to be thinking about in this case, okay? So let's say that you earn, let's say babysitting in the I don't know, let's say in the future in 2020, okay? You earn, so in the year 2020, you earn $4,000. So you are up $4,000. Okay, you've earned $4,000. Okay, this was 0, and this was 4,000. I guess I should put it up here, $4,000. Yay, yay, yay. But then 21 comes along, and you decide that you want to buy some pretty big stuff. And let's say that you spend all $4,000. That's how much you had in the bank. You spend all $4,000, and you even borrow some from dear old mom and dad or grandma and grandpa or from a friend or something. Let's say that you borrow $200 from them. What that means is that you are $200 in the hole, negative, okay, a negative $200. So you spent a lot, and now you've lost a lot of money, right? So you spent $4,200 because you went down the 4,000 and then another 200. Okay, these are the ways that we see these numbers in real life. Okay, the way that we're going to be looking at them mostly is not on an up and down scale like this, but rather on a handy dandy. Whoa, that's supposed to be a straight line right there. A number line. I feel like I should start over again. This is a number line. The way that we use a number line to see the relationship between numbers, specifically relationship between integers, because you kind of get a good idea of the difference between 20 and 25, but what about 20 and negative 5? So whenever you draw a number line, make sure that you always put a 0 there, some sort of centering point. It doesn't always have to be right in the center. If your number line happens to be, see, that's more straight, right? If all the numbers you're talking about are in the negatives, you can always put the 0 here and then negative 5, negative 10, whatever the scale is that's going to be useful for you, negative 15. Try to make the numbers equidistant in the scale the same. So what I was going to say about that number line again, I know you just drew that there, so I'm going to draw another one so it looks better, is on the number line, okay, you have 0 here. And to the right of 0, you will always have the positive integers. Okay, this doesn't really switch at all, ever, ever. Okay, positive integers meaning greater than 0. Okay, greater than 0. Okay. We usually don't write a positive, so if this is positive 1, we usually don't write the positive because it's implied, right? 1, if you have 1, you have 1. It's a positive 1. However, the negative side, this from here over, right, this is the negative integers, and we always put the negative sign in front of these. Okay, so this would be negative 1, negative 2, etc. Okay, and you read it as negative 2. You don't just say 2 or minus 2. You say negative 2, okay, if you were talking about this one. A little bit of vocabulary for you. There are such things as additive integers, and these are the ones, additive integers. So these are the two opposite numbers. So if you have, let's say, 10, its additive integer, or its opposite, is negative 10, okay? 10's opposite is negative 10. How are we going to get this 10 back to 0? So if I have 10 apples, I have to eat 10 apples, and then I have no apples left. So the opposite of negative 210 is positive 210. What about the opposite of, what is the additive integer of 0? It is 0. Okay, so just something I'm sure you'll be asked at some point. Here, a little bit more about this. The distance an integer is from 0 is known as its absolute 0. And now, this is something that I need you to know, okay? Knowing the definition is going to help you a ton. So understanding what that means is that if you have a number line, okay, and here's 0, and here's 5, let's say, the distance that 5 is from 0 is 4, 3, 2, 1, is 5 steps away. You would have to move 5 steps back to 0. So the absolute value of 5, and the way that you say it is like, the way that you write it is this. What is the absolute value of 5? It is 5. It's 5 steps away. So really think about that. It's 5 steps away. Another example, let's say that we are at -7. Here's 0. And so the question would look like, so this is what the question will look like. It'll say, what is the absolute value of 7? And this means, what is the absolute value of 7? I'm not writing what is the absolute value, because this is what it means. These bigger lines, okay, bigger than ones, okay, you really want to make sure it's very clear that this is bigger. The absolute value of -7 is how far away is -7 from 0? It is 7 steps away, so you would say 7, okay? It will always be a positive number. It's never like negative steps away from 0, right? It's 7 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, to get back to 0. And so that's why the absolute value, that knowing this, the distance the integer is from 0, okay, is known as the absolute value. Very, very helpful, okay? And then a type of homework question you might have today is name an integer on a number line that is 7 to the right. Oops, sorry, 7 to the right of -8. And what you would do is you would draw that number line. In some cases it will be on there, but here's -8, -7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0, okay? And it's saying 7 to the right. So right is over here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So your answer would be -1, because you land on that -1, and that's what that -1 is. Okay, good luck. I'm looking forward to helping you with any questions that you may have when you come to school tomorrow.